Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Deadline Gymnasium. We've got senior girls basketball action tonight between the Lady Dragons from Mountainburg and your Lady Little Johns. Want to thank ArcWest Communications, Chambers Bank, Grandeur Fasteners, Chambers Memorial Hospital, State Farm Insurance, Cornwall's Funeral Home, Danville Gibson Moore, Brooklyn's Beauty Lounge for sponsoring tonight's basketball action. That number 2, Alicia Linder, drawing the foul from Mia Kissling. We'll run through the players here in just a minute. Alicia Linder gets the visitors on the scoreboard first. Your Lady Little Johns on the floor as we begin this ball game. Number 2 is Mia Kishling. Number 3, Tatum Blankenship. Number 5 with the ball, Presley Morris. Number 14 is Hayden Johnston. And number 22 is Anne-Marie Hilton. That's your Lady Little Johns on the floor as we begin this senior girls basketball contest. And on the floor for the visiting Lady Dragons, number 1, Gracie Souls. Number 2 is Alicia Linder. Elliott Owen is number 11. 14 is Kyla Blair. Michaela Rodriguez is number 23. That's the visiting Lady Dragons on the floor. Elliott Owen with the drive. Count the bucket. Draws a foul from Presley Morris. Hayden Johnston picks up the foul. That's her first, team foul number 2. Ball out of bounds belongs to the Lady Little Johns. So the Lady Little Johns, 2 quick team fouls as we begin this contest. Ball out of bounds off the Lady Little Johns. 3-0 is your score. 6 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here in this opening period. Three-point basket by Elliott Owens makes it 6-0. Tatum Blankenship will bring it down for the Lady Little Johns. Another Lady Little John turnover. Unforced errors has kept them from running their offense. There's a steal by Hayden Johnston. She looks to push it down. Lady Little Johns have the numbers. Hayden takes it to the hole, draws the foul. She'll be at the free throw line for the Lady Little Johns. Michaela Rodriguez picks up her first personal foul. First team foul for the Lady Dragons. Hayden Johnston, 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Battle for the rebound. Lady Dragons come out of there with it. A turnover by the Lady Dragons. 6-1 is your score. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Lady Dragons with another turnover. Traveling violation, turns it back over to the Lady Little Johns. Lady Dragons 1-3-1, spreading their defense out, getting into passing lanes. Causes the Lady Little Johns some trouble. Another steal leads to a layup by Alicia Linder. 8-1, 5 minutes remaining here in the opening period. Whistle and a foul going to be called against Alicia Linder. That'll be her first team foul, number 2, against the Lady Dragons. Lady Little Johns inbounded underneath their own basket. 4:55 remaining. Nice pass inside to Amory Hilton. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Dragons. Inbound pass to Amory Hilton. Couldn't get her shot to come down. Lady Dragons pulled down the defensive rebound. Elliott Owen with another drive, another bucket, draws another foul. So count the basket. Mia Kissling picks up her second personal foul. Addison Gilkey checks into the ball game for the Lady Little Johns. Elliott Owen knocks down that free throw. 11-1. 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the opening period. Another steal by the Lady Dragons. Owen try for 3, no good. Rebound comes off to the Lady Dragons. Kyla Blair couldn't put it back in. Lady Little Johns pull down the rebound. They'll push it down the floor. That's Addison Gilkey knocking down a three-pointer for the Lady Little Johns. 11-4 is your score. A near steal by the Lady Little Johns. Jump ball. They'll get the ball as the possession arrow belongs to the Lady Little Johns. 3:49 as they are set to inbound it. Again, Lady Dragons spreading that 1-3-1 defense out. Lady Little Johns remain in that lady-to-lady defense. Alicia Linder with a bucket, 13-4. 3:05 remains as Tatum Blankenship gets it across the midcourt stripe. Tries to get it down low to Presley Morris. Pass goes out of bounds. 3 minutes, 1 second remaining, 13-4. Lady Little Johns just need to slow it down a little bit. Kyla Blair with the bucket, 15-4. Lady Dragons with a turnover, 2:26 remaining here in period number 1. Inbound violation as Tatum stepped over the line, throwing it in. Lady Dragons will have the ball underneath their own basket. 2:25 remaining here in period number 1. Michaela Rodriguez. 17-4, 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Presley Morris pass intended to Addison Gilkey. Just a little bit long, goes out of bounds. Amory Hilton pulls down the rebound, gives it off Tatum Blankenship, loses the handle, scramble for the ball. Jump ball is going to be the call. Lady Dragons possession. Arrow belongs to them. Three-point basket by Gracie Souls. Nice pass from Presley Morris down low to Addison Gilkey. Lays it off the glass. 20-6 is your score. 1 minute remaining here in the opening period. Three-point basket by Elliott Owen. Pass goes out of bounds off of the Lady Dragons. Into the ball game's number 32, Riley Job. And I believe it's number 5, Camden McCaslin. Shot clock is off. We're down to 20 seconds remaining here in the first period. Lady Dragons contend on taking the last shot. .5 seconds as the Lady Little Johns are set to inbound it. Long heave at the buzzer will end the first period with the visiting Lady Dragons leading 23-6.
All right, Little John fans, it's that time again. Time for Coach Wright's Spotlight, where we illuminate what it means to be a Little John. Got a very special guest tonight with me, Noelia Meza. Noelia, tell the people at home hi.
Hi, everyone.
Perfect. So, Noelia, been new to Danville, came last year?
Yes.
Okay, so first impressions after about a year and a half at Danville. What do you think about Danville?
Well, Danville is a beautiful city with people really kind of. I really like to be here, and I feel really thankful to be here and be part of Danville Little Johns.
Perfect. Well, we're so glad to have you, Noelia. It seems like. All right. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty there. So, Noelia, since you've got to Danville, you've really you've really experienced a lot of things here. You know, you're a cheerleader this year. What other things do you do besides cheer? What else do you do besides cheer?
Oh, well, besides cheer, I like to do craft, and I like to create with my hands and have fun. I like to hang out with friends. I like I like to come shores and have fun with my friends at shores too, and learning a little bit more about God.
I love it. I love it. Those are all great things. We are excited to have you. You know, I see you here. I see you at church. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. And I think that you fit right in right here at Danville. You bring a lot of stuff to us. So in your year and a half, have you had a chance to kind of put in your mind, what does it mean to you to be a Danville Little John?
Well, to me, be part of Danville Little Jones is be part of a community. It's be part of the big community with my friends, with family. It's really beautiful.
Awesome. So Noelia, tell me a little bit about, you know, who do you have in your life that supports you and that is always there when you need somebody to talk to or when you need somebody to just give you a little pick me up.
Oh, well, like in first place, I think like everyone, my first support is God. When I need to talk with someone, I go and pray and talk with God. I'm a child of God, and I'm so thankful for being here. And beside God, I have my family. I have my mom, my dad that I always support me in everything that I have done and in every single of my decisions. So, yeah, I have God and my family that are always supporting me.
That's awesome. Well, you know, uh, you got you know John and Jessica and their daughters. You know, John does kind of what I'm doing now with the football team. You know what Donald's doing in the games now. So shout out to John and Jessica and all that they are. What's next for Noelia after Danville?
Well, after Danville, I really have big plans. I'm gonna attend college. I wanna get my degree in social work. I really wish work with kids, and I love kids. So I'm so excited to this new season of my life.
Well, Noelia, you make us all proud, and we're so glad that you are a little John and that we have you in our community. And personally, in church, we're excited to have you there. And you're such a light. You bring so much joy and happiness to those around you. And I can't wait to see what God does with you for whatever's next.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for visiting us with Noelia. I bet they can understand you. I think you did a really good job. Thank y'all.
All right. Last senior girls. The last of the seniors on Coach Wright's spotlight, Noelia. I am so proud that we were able to do that this year. A little bit of change up from what we've been doing. Right now, we've got 5 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in second period. The score is 29-6. Lady Dragons leading. On the floor for the Lady Little Johns. That's Addison Gilkey drawing a foul. She took the pass from number 5, Presley Morse. Number 2 is Mia Kissling. 22 is Amory Hilton. And number 3 is Tatum Blankenship. On the floor at this point for the Lady Dragons, number 11 is Elliott Owen. 32 is Riley Job. 23 is Michaela Rodriguez. Number 14 is Kyla Blair. And number 5 is sorry, folks. Camadalen McCaslin. Hayden Johnston checks back into the ball game for the Lady Little Johns. That's what my pause was, to try to figure out who was coming in. Lady Dragons pulling down another offensive rebound, getting 2 and 3 opportunities. That's Amory Hilton pulling that down. She's tied up. Possession arrow belongs to the Lady Little Johns with 5 minutes, 1 second remaining. Sorry, that was Mia Kissling back into the ball game. Tatum Blankenship took a seat. A drive by Elliott Owen. Another basket for that young lady, 31-8. Presley Moore shot off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds. Belongs to the Lady Little Johns. Kyla Blair called for the foul. That is her first, team foul number 2 of this period. Amory Hilton at the free throw line for the Lady Little Johns. Number 15, Paige Quinons comes into the ball game. Traveling violation turns it back over to the Lady Little Johns with 4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. Alicia Linder back into the ball game. Don't know why I keep trying to call her Ashley. Again, Lady Little Johns into that lady-to-lady defense. Hayden Johnston pulls down a rebound for whistle and a foul. I believe the foul is going to be called on Gracie Souls. Third team foul. That is Gracie's first personal foul. Mia Kissling set to inbound the ball for the Lady Little Johns. Gets it into Amory Hilton. Whistle and a foul will put Amory at the free throw line for the Lady Little Johns. Kyla Blair picking up her second personal foul, fourth team foul. So for the remaining 3 minutes and 17 seconds of this half, each foul on the Lady Dragons will result in free throws for the Lady Little Johns. Amory comes up empty at the free throw line for the Little Johns that trip. Ball goes out of bounds. Belongs to the Lady Dragons. Jump ball, possession arrow belongs to the Lady Dragons, so they'll inbound it again underneath their own basket. 2 minutes, 51 seconds remaining. Leading 31-9. Amory Hilton pulls down that rebound for the Lady Little Johns, gives it off to Presley Moore. She'll take it to the corner and gets it into Amory. Pass out to Addison Gilkey, goes through her hands, out of bounds. 2 minutes, 34 seconds remaining. That ball seems awful slick tonight for some reason. Either that or Lady Little John's hands are awful slick. Several passes through their hands, out of bounds. Addison Gilkey pulls down the rebound off to Hayden Johnston. Elliot Owen back into the ball game. Kyla Blair takes a seat for the Lady Dragons. Presley Moore shot off the mark. Rebound comes off for the Lady Dragons. Amory Hilton with the steal for the Lady Little Johns. Addison Gilkey knocks down another three for the Lady Little Johns. 31-12. 1:35 remaining here in the second period. Amory Hilton with another rebound. Ball knocked away, goes out of bounds. It will belong to the Lady Little Johns. Kyla Blair back into the ball game. Ball out of bounds belongs to the Lady Little Johns. Double dribble violation. Turns the ball over to the Lady Dragons. 52.7 seconds remaining here in this opening half. A drive and a foul by the Lady Little Johns. That's Elliot Owen with the drive, draws the foul. Hayden Johnston picks up her second personal foul, second team foul of this period against the Lady Little Johns. Elliot Owen 1 for 2 at the free throw line, 32-12. Alicia Linder picks up her second personal foul. Presley Morris will be at the free throw line for the Lady Little Johns with 35.3 seconds remaining. Presley 2 of 2 at the free throw line for the Lady Little Johns, makes it 32-14. Amory Hilton with the rebound. Lady Dragons knock it out of bounds with 22.4 remaining here in the opening half. Presley Moore shot it. And that'll bring us to the end of the half where the visiting Lady Dragons lead 32-14. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this second half of this senior girls game. Count the bucket by Presley Morris as the Lady Little Johns have the first possession as we begin this second half. She draws the foul. Knocks down the free throw. Makes the score 32-17 in favor of the Lady Dragons. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball possession arrow will belong to the Lady Dragons. Lady Dragons on the floor. Number 1, Gracie Souls. Number 2, Alicia Linder. 23 is Michaela Rodriguez. 14 is Kyla Blair, and number 11 is Elliot Owen. That is the visiting Lady Dragons. On the floor as we begin this third period. Out of bounds, ball belongs to the Lady Little Johns. Lady Little Johns on the floor. Number 5 is Presley Morris. Number 25, Addison Gilkey. Number 3, Tatum Blankenship with the ball. Number 14, Hayden Johnston with, and number 22 is Amory Hilton. Again, Presley Morris with the drive, draws the foul. She'll be at the free throw line. Presley, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. 32-19 is your score. Elliot Owen picked up her second personal foul, second team foul against the Lady Dragons as we begin this third period. Tatum Blankenship pulls down the rebound off the Alicia Linder miss. Backcourt violation. Hayden Johnston will pick up the foul as Elliot Owen drove to the basket. Hayden picking up her third personal foul, first team foul against the Lady Little Johns. Elliot Owen knocks down both free throws for the Lady Dragons, makes it 34-19. Again, extending their defense, that 1-3-1. Causing turnovers, Alicia Linder with another easy bucket. Mia Kissling into the ball game. Hayden Johnston will take a seat for the Lady Little Johns. Michaela Rodriguez knocks down a three-pointer for the Lady Dragons. 39-19. Elliott Owen intercepts the pass intended for Amory Hilton. Michaela Rodriguez, recipient of the pass from Alicia Linder, lays it off the glass, 41-19. 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in this third period. Another steal by the Lady Dragons. Mia Kissling. Another pass through the hands, out of bounds. 5 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the third. Traveling violation before the shot. Turns it over to the Lady Little Johns. 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Amory Hilton takes the inbound pass, lays it up and in, 41-21. Alicia Linder knocking down another bucket for the Lady Dragons, 43-21. Ball out of bounds. Last touched by the Lady Dragons. Addison Gilkey shot off the mark. Rebound off to the Lady Dragons. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Elliott Owen knocks down a three-pointer. 4 minutes remaining, 46-21. Mia Kissling try for three, draws a foul. She'll be at the free throw line, shooting 3 free throws for the Lady Little Johns. Alicia Linder picking up her third personal foul, third team foul of this period against the Lady Dragons. Again, Mia Kissling at the line for the Lady Little Johns, knocks the first of 3 free throws down. Hayden Johnston back into the ball game. Tatum Blankenship takes a seat. Mia's second free throw good. Camden McCaslin into the ball game for the Lady Dragons. Mia knocking down off 3 free throws for the Lady Little Johns. Kyla Blair with a bucket, 48-24. Presley Morris makes a bucket. 3 minutes remaining here in the third period. 48-26 is your score. Ball goes out of bounds, stays with the Lady Little Johns. Anne-Marie Hilton with the bucket. 48-28, 2 minutes 30 seconds remaining here in the third period. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Lady Dragons. Abby Severson Seal into the ball game. She's number 10 for the Lady Dragons. 2:15 remaining here in the third period. Steal by Elliott Owen of the Lady Dragons. Long down court pass. Finally, the Lady Little Johns pulled down a rebound after Lady Dragons have 3 attempts. Couldn't get it, put it in the hole. Pass inside to Presley Morris, couldn't put it in the hole. Lady Dragons' Kyla Blair pulls down the rebound. Hayden Johnston picks up her 4th personal foul with 1:27 remaining here in the third period. Abby Severson Seal at the free throw line for the Lady Dragons. Back into the ball game for the Lady Little Johns is number 3, Tatum Blankenship. Ball out of bounds off the Lady Dragons. Belongs to the Lady Little Johns with 1:27 remaining. 48-28. Presley Morris draws another foul. Be back at the free throw line for the Lady Little Johns. Kyla Blair picking up her 3rd personal foul for the Lady Dragons. 4th team foul of this period. Presley 1 of 2 at the free throw line. 48-29. Ball out of bounds with 1 minute remaining. Belongs to the Lady Dragons. Mia Kissling with the rebound for the Lady Little Johns. Good pass by Tatum Blankenship to Addison Gilkey. She lays it up and off the glass. 48-31. Tatum Blankenship with the rebound off that Elliott Owen miss. 22 seconds. Ten seconds. Elliott Owen Long shot at the buzzer will end the third period with the Lady Dragons leading 50-31. As we begin this fourth period, Lady Little Johns will have the first possession. Addison Gilkey, 2-point basket, 50-33. On the floor for the Lady Little Johns, 5 is Presley Morris, 25 is Addison Gilkey, number 2 is Mia Kissling, 22 Amory Hilton, and number 3 is Tatum Blankenship. Foul called against the Lady Dragons. Foul was called on Abby Severson Seal. You've got Johns inbounded. Still Tatum Blankenship. Pass down low to Addison Gilkey. She gives it off to Amory Hilton. Lays it up and in, 50-35. Lady Dragons push it back the other way. That's Alicia Linder laying it in for the Lady Dragons. Alicia Linder with the steal, the layup. Nice ball movement by the Lady Little Johns. Addison Gilkey draws the foul. She'll be at the free throw line. 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Lady Dragons on the floor. Number 2, Alicia Linder. 11 is Elliott Owen. 14 is Kyla Blair. Number 1 is Gracie Souls. And number 5 is Camdelyn McCaslin. Addison knocking down both free throws for the Lady Little Johns, 54-37. Mia Kissling pulls down a rebound for the Lady Little Johns. Whistle and a foul going to be called against Gracie Souls. Pass a little too tall for Addison Gilkey, goes out of bounds. Jump ball possession arrow belongs to the Lady Dragons. 5 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in the game as the Lady Dragons are set to inbound it. Timeout, Lady Little Johns. Little John basketball after their timeout. Trailing 37-54. 5 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the ball game. Inbound pass to Presley Morris, lays it up and in, 54-39. Long down court pass to Alyssa Linder, lays it off the glass, 56-39, 4:55 remaining. Tatum Blankenship pulls down a rebound for the Lady Little Johns. Ahead to Emery Hilton. Drives it, lays it up and in. 56-41, 4:20 remaining. Whistle on a foul against the Lady Little Johns as Mia Kissling picks up her third personal foul. Elliott Owen at the free throw line for the Lady Dragons. Owen 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 57-41. Whistle on a foul is going to be called against Camden McCaslin of the Lady Dragons. Back into the ball game, number 32, Riley Job for the Lady Dragons. Addison Gilkey shot off the mark. Rebound comes off to the Lady Dragons. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Lady Dragons. Michaela Rodriguez back into the game for the Lady Dragons, 3:26 remaining. Ball out of bounds off the Lady Dragons, 3:12 remaining. Tatum Blankenship looks to get inbound. It gets it into Amory Hilton, lays it up and over the front of the rim. 57-43. 3 minutes remaining. Elliott Owen with another drive. Left-handed shot up and off the board. 59-43. 2:45. Addison Gilkey just off the mark. Rebound comes off to the Lady Dragons. Alicia Linder. Tatum Blankenship pulls down the rebound for the Lady Little John. She'll set up the Lady Little John offense. Cross court pass to Addison Gilkey. Long down court pass to Alicia Linder, lays it off the glass. 61-43, 1:40 remaining. Another Lady Little John turnover pass, a little too tall into the ball game for the Lady Little Johns. Claudia Hervis is number 1. And number 11 is Gracie Crane. Gracie going to finish up the homestand on the floor. She's a senior. We've got just under a minute remaining. Still by Mia Kissling. 50 seconds. .43 seconds as the Lady Little Johns inbound the ball. Addison Gilkey's try for 3 off the back of the iron. Rebound comes off to Claudia Hervis. She drives, shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to the Lady Dragons. Down court pass again to Alicia Linder, lays it up and off the glass, good. We're down to 10 seconds, 63-43. Want to thank Brooklyn's Beauty Lounge, Danville, Gifts and More, Cornell's Funeral Home, State Farm Insurance, Chambers Memorial Hospital, Grandeur Fasteners, Chambers Bank, and ArcWest Communication for making tonight's broadcast possible. As we wrap up our last live stream of these senior girls, they go down in defeat to the visiting Mountainburg Lady Dragons, 63-43.